What's up, and welcome in to the Under the Hood post-game show. Right here, wherever you get your podcast, and right here on YouTube as well, youtube.com. I am Jay Hood. Make sure you leave your comments below, your thoughts about the Chicago Bears and their overtime victory against the Green Bay Packers at a raucous, crazy, lit Soldier Field, 22-16. We're going to get your reaction right here on Under the Hood. Make sure that you subscribe to the podcast as well, because we're going to be talking a lot about this one with the Bears and the Packers. And to join me, as always, for Under the Hood post game is my crazy cousin Wiley with us right here on Under the Hood. Cuzzo, that's how you get it done. That's how you do it. The Bears beating the Packers 22-16 in overtime. Bears were able to get it done. Didn't look good early, but when it counted, the Bears got it done.
Don't call it a comeback, because we've been doing this all year. So that's what I had, so much negativity, and now I'm just the most positive guy. It's still, fuck Green Bay, but bear down. 16 straight points to close out the game. Unbelievable finish, Cuzzo. Unbelievable.
This is so emblematic of a lot of games we've seen from the Bears, right? It's what Caleb Williams just told Tom Rinaldi just moments ago on the post game. He says, you know what? You can never give up on us, right? You pretty much said, I'm paraphrasing, that, it's a 4-quarter game, and this one, 4 quarters in overtime, but there's always an opportunity to win a football game. And once again, a comfort behind victory for the Chicago Bears. And this is a game that they were supposed to win, right? Because that the Packers had some weapons out. And even throughout the game, they had some weapons out. And you thought, well, this was for the taking, right? This would be great for the Bears. It was not easy, but the Bears finally were able to win this game. I'm just overjoyed for the Bears that they were able to see what was in front of them. Like, there's players out for the Packers, so you got to do something about it.
No, and they struggled for a while because the defense did a great job not giving up touchdowns, but they couldn't get off the field. The Packers were able to move the ball almost at will, but then they would stall at the goal line, and a couple turnovers by the defense. But it was, I'm counting the onside kick as a turnover, but it was a great clutch performance. 5 minutes left, Bears down by 10, and they find a way to score 16 straight. Scored 10 straight in regulation, forced overtime. Santos was money. We can stop talking about him this year. He did his job.
He did.
He loves to fuck the Packers, and he did it again. So, just great gutty performance. But this is what we've seen all year. And DJ, that hell of a fucking catch. It
really was.
And throw.
And so the narrative, especially in Green Bay, is that Caleb Williams cannot provide the forward pass and not make big plays. Well, here's Caleb Williams with the game on the line in overtime, okay, and was able to throw a moon shot to DJ Moore. One-on-one coverage, and DJ Moore comes down with the football. He knows he's got the catch, and he just falls out into the end zone. It's just like, I can't believe it. For a guy that was hitting the back, like the south side of Chicago, hitting the back, right, and goes down, right? Falls down, in trouble. And I was thinking, man, for an older gentleman like that, a good wide receiver, would he be able to play? He is the toughest wide receiver on this football team, Cuzzo. He's the toughest guy because he takes a beating. Remember, no rock and no catches. This is the whole thing with Ben Johnson says, hey, man, if you don't block, you don't get the rock. And he's done his share, right? He's taken a lot of abuse for a top-notch wide receiver on this football team. And when it counted, DJ Moore, probably bad back, probably bad spine, maybe both. He came down with the football. Great throw by Caleb Williams. Great result for DJ Moore and the Bears for a game-winning touchdown.
Go DJ. That's my DJ. Cuzzo, 2 clutch catches in overtime. 2 big catches. So, he was a difference maker. He was the number 1 receiver when it mattered most. Big catch over the middle to help them set up the touchdown drive at the end of the 4th quarter. And then this huge clutch catch this is what you made the trade for. You made the trade for him to get a guy like that in to be dynamic when it mattered most. And today he was a difference maker. And hats off to like him and Caleb struggled all year getting on the same page. But when it mattered, they found a way to get on the same page. And huge win, Cuzzo. First play up on the Packers by 2 games. We're still in the conversation for number 1 in the conference. Just 12 wins, like possible. 12 wins, like crazy.
Chicago Bears, they defeat the Green Bay Packers, and this was a no excuses game, Cuzzo. Just remember this now. This is a no excuses game. An opportunity for you to be able to take advantage of a banged up Packers team. And by the way, when I say no excuses, I mean on both sides as well, because the Packers felt, even with the injuries that they had on defense and offense, that they would have enough to be able to get past the Bears. Because again, the Packers have been the hammer, the Bears have been the nail. The Bears sometimes, a lot of times, especially over the last decade, find themselves in a position where they lose ball games that they should win. Lambeau Field, Soldier Field, they should be able to win these games. Well, I just love the resolve of the team, because just understand, for 55 minutes, we're talking about a team that was undisciplined, unofficially 9 penalties, over 100 yards, something like that for the Chicago Bears. We're going to open up the box score in a little bit, but we just know that there was way too many penalties. We thought the Bears left that behind early in the season, and it came to play here. And it's like, why so much undisciplined play? I thought that Ben Johnson was too cute, an opportunity for you to get a first down. Unfortunately, you had a wildcat play that went awry on 4th and 1 when you just need a first down. We don't need that play. Like, every possession is precious, okay, especially when you're the Chicago Bears. When you struggle to try to find a way to be able to score points a lot, Cuzzo, every possession is precious. Defenses are good. Sometimes you just can't get 3. You can't get 7. But I just think in that spot, too cute, there was an opportunity for you to win the ball game when you knew that Jordan Love was knocked out of the football game, right? He's like, you're not to start out. And also, I'm going to tell you, Malik Willis, he had a bad wing. He still was able to throw for 30 yards on one play we saw down the stretch, but that shoulder's not 100%. And he had to go back in there. So you knocked out almost both quarterbacks, and you almost still lost the football game. But you had that fourth quarter. You were able to get it done in a big spot. Think about this. You took the ball away, you got another turnover on the Green Bay Packers, and you win the game. That onside kick was awesome. Think about where your fortunes are if you don't get that onside kick. So a lot of things went the Bears' way for this victory.
No, it did. Like, the first thing that pissed me off in the game, you brought it up, was Ben Johnson getting cute on 4th down when the Bears had been moving the ball with the run and the pass. And he decided, like, hey, you know what? Let's go Wildcat and have our vertically challenged running back, catch a Wildcat pass. And it didn't work out. Yeah. And then the offense pretty much stalled the rest of the way. And Booker, with a nice little love tap on Love, to knock him out the game with the concussion. But the difference maker in this game, he has to have a game ball. If he doesn't, it's criminal, is Santos. Santos with the 3 big field goals, Santos with the onside kick. If the game balls should go to Santos and probably DJ Moore again, because of what he did. But there's a lot of boneheaded penalties. To your point, like in the first half, 5 penalties for 55 yards. And then to end the game, you had 10 penalties for 105 yards.
Yeah.
You're not going to win a lot of games against quality opponents.
Yeah, no question about that.
Doing that.
And so, go ahead.
They were not able to adjust to what Willis was doing. And Willis was effective running the ball, passing the ball, and they had no answer for it. The only thing that helped them was they were able to keep them out of the end zone. So great win, but there was a lot of problems, but you'll take the problems with the win. 11 wins, first place.
Please leave your comments in to the chat here. And if you're listening on Spotify, wherever you get your podcast, we appreciate you being part of our Under the Hood post-game show. We're just waiting for Ben Johnson to take the podium, and we'll hear from Ben Johnson a little bit. But as people are chiming in, the Iceman cometh and find a way to win. This is what it comes down to. And yes, from our family here at Under the Hood, Charles Taylor says, there's Cousin Wiley always coming up the top rope with the shirt. Yes, his shirt does say "fuck Green Bay." Yes, it does. Because and it's appropriate with the Bears being the Packers today.
Yeah, I mean, this was sort of a bad shirt like half an hour ago, but
yeah,
I'll tell you.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt. Green Bay in 7th right now, and the Bears right behind the Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks won on Thursday, and the Bears are 11-4. There's a lot for us to be able to review with this game, Cuzzo. But again, with Caleb Williams, let's talk about regulation. Bears didn't have a lot of opportunities to be able to score here. It wasn't like that there was a whole bunch of opportunities, especially in the first half, for the Bears to be able to score. The defense did as good a job as they could to be able to pin the ears back of Jordan Love, Malik Willis, and the Packers offense. It was bend, don't break. You're allowing field goals. That means that you're doing the job. A big play, obviously, for Willis to get the ball into the end zone for a touchdown, which we'll review a little bit later on. But give the Bears defense credit. Understanding the situation where they were limited from a running game standpoint, the Packers. And then, it's Willis back there after Jordan Love, and either one of them couldn't really get it into the end zone. So the Bears defense held pretty well in this game.
No, they did. I mean, when you give up 16 points against a Packers team that dominated the time of possession, 38 minutes, basically 40 minutes to the Bears 20 for the game. That's a great job to only give up 16 points. But there were a lot of, we just talked about it earlier, there were a lot of dumb penalties, and I think you have to change that. I'm not really mad at Booker for his penalties because those were like, you're playing aggressive football, but the Brisker penalties and some of the other, penalties that we saw, like, you got to be better than that. And then C.J. Gardner-Johnson, I love the guy. He's been a hell of an addition to the team, but he's getting torched, almost every game. He cannot be man-to-man on anyone without safety help. He just cannot be, because he's probably going to get burnt, and we've seen that. So my guy, Dennis Allen, needs to make an adjustment when it comes to that. But again, 16 straight points after 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. It's kind of hard for me to complain about anything else because first place, a chance to possibly be clinch a playoff win tomorrow with a loss by the playoff spot, with a loss by the 49ers or the Lions. So we're still talking about possibly being number one in the conference. So this is huge win, continuation of a great season, and Caleb Williams is clutch. He has to. It's official. If we didn't think he had a clutch gene before, it's certified now. Clutch gene.
Yes. The one thing we've been talking about for weeks, though, is like that clutch doesn't have to always be at the end when people are having a heart attack, right? You don't have to can the clutch be without having to call 911? That's my question, right? Can that clutch be in the first quarter? Can that clutch be in the third quarter? Again, stagnant offense. And then I noticed that you saw it yourself in that fourth quarter. It's like, oh, it's the fourth quarter. Well, damn, we better pick this up. Like, well, wait a minute now. Like, no, not just the fourth quarter, but you saw the sense of urgency because, though, in the fourth quarter, like, well, we're losing. Our back is against the wall. I guess we better start playing now. Shit, looks like time is coming up. Yeah. I mean, but that sense of urgency I want for 4 quarters. And I guess that's part of the maturation process for the Chicago Bears team, that you got to pick it up early, right? Don't let the defense settle in. It's almost like this offense waits for the defense to get tired. And then they feel like, okay, now we have an advantage in the running game. Now we could be able to have passes over the middle. Now, you want to continue to work on a defense throughout the game instead of just waiting till you feel like their tongue is down by their knees. It's just funny how they do this, the Chicago Bears. But again, I'd rather for you to win that game than lose that game. Imagine what we'd be saying, because I got a laundry list of things that the Bears did wrong. But I'm just glad that, for me, to see Caleb Williams be able to throw that ball to DJ Moore for the game winner, for the Bears to be able to do the intangibles, right? That getting that onside kick and for it to be in the favor of the Bears, for our kicker, who has been beat up a lot around here, for him to just keep the Bears in the ball game, just hanging around enough for the Bears to win, I'll take it. I'll take that win.
No, I will as well. And we're talking about an 11-win team that, many predicted to, win fewer than 8 games. So, hell of a job by the coaching staff. But to your point, I would love to see the Bears dominate a game from beginning to end instead of, them they're killing me and then, pulling out the win at the end of the fourth quarter. Those are great. Like, I don't want Caleb to lose his clutch gene, especially, if we want to have a long playoff run. But let's dominate a game from beginning to end, instead of just waiting into the last few minutes to pull out one. And next week will be a great time to start that. Go on a roll, great climate, against a team that's battling you for the playoffs and get it done.
So tell me about we talked about the offense. I just want you to talk a little bit about the running game as well, because this running game, Cuzzo, just continues to just chip away, and it's just Monangai just waiting for his opportunity, right? When Monangai gets the ball, he's saying to himself, okay, when I get there, I'm getting the first down. Now, like he's not trying to be behind the sticks. He's not trying to get 2 or 3 yards. He goes, Swift can do that. But for me, I'm going to squirt right through there and find a way to get first downs. I just love for the rookie the way he's just going about his business as if he's been doing it for years. It's great to see.
No, it is. It is. And I thought Swift was dancing a little bit more today than he had in the past few games. I didn't like that. But Monangai gets the ball. He's running north and south. He's plowing over defenders, and that makes a huge difference when you're trying to wear down a team. Linebackers wear down the defensive line. Even make the secondary question if they should come forward because he's laying the wood.
Yeah, I love the combination that we see with both of these running backs, with Monangai and Swift. It's a terrific 1-2 punch, and again, it keeps pressure off of Caleb Williams, and the Bears win. But damn it, I can't believe it, man, the way that they were able to do that. I should say I should believe it because that's how the Bears have been doing their business. I just can't believe that it looked like that. The way that they played for the first 55 minutes, and then from there to be able to have the fortuitous bounce and that catch by DJ Moore. We'll never forget it. No matter what else happens, because we'll never forget that particular play, because that's great for DJ Moore, and it's great for the Chicago Bears. And by the way, I know that you watched the broadcast like I did. I know the built-in excuse, just in case the Bears lost, is, well, they didn't have Luther Burden or Roma Dunze. And I've been saying all week that didn't matter to me, that we did not have Luther Burden or Roma Dunze. It did not matter. As much as I know the average Bear fan cares about the future of Roma Dunze and what Luther Burden can be as a rookie, that didn't matter to me, because the Bears built an infrastructure in which you can be able to have tight ends or the running game or someone else come through like a Jade Walker. How about that?
Yes.
How about a Jade Walker? So here's number 20, who's been on the depth chart. I would see him every morning when I open up the depth chart. I see him there. But for him to get, I think, the first reception of the game and then another key reception there late in the game, Jade Walker, it shows you the offense works. And that way, it's not just predicated on one person or one star or one Pro Bowler. It's Jade Walker. It could be anybody. It could be Zacchaeus if he catches a fucking football. It could have been him, if he didn't drop the. So I mean, it could be anybody. So that my point is that in this offense, it's not just one person. Oh, if Roma Dunze is out, then that'll be all. No, anybody can eat as long as you perform.
No, that's true. And Johnny Walker was a kid who basically grabbed the last roster spot with the hell of a offseason and preseason. And then he's been on the active roster, like a coach's scratch, like every game. And then
you were saying,
and he gets his opportunity and big catch to win the game. And I mean not win the game, but to force overtime. And you're talking about an undrafted guy off the scrap heap. How many of those guys have we seen contribute this year? Again, we had Nashawn Nashawn Wright forcing a fumble at the goal line of Jacobs. Pro Bowl, possibly all pro, Nashawn Wright forcing another fumble. What's that, like his fifth fumble force of the year?
Yeah.
So we're getting contributions from guys who were not drafted, who were free agents or on someone else's practice squad. And to me, that says a lot about coaching. And that says a lot about the trust that Ben Johnson has in these guys to deliver. And hats off to the coaching staff. And obviously hats off to Walker and all the other undrafted guys who are coming up big this year.
Big play by Jahdae Walker. Because a big play. Like they press you into service and just be like, hey, man, we're a couple of guys down. You're going to have to make the play. And so just a miscommunication in the end zone by the Packers defensive backs, and then Walker's open and he makes the catch. So, I mean, it just shows you that this has been all about a team win the entire time. The good teams, hell, even the Rams, you can just kind of point out who the key players are that can help them win. But with this Bears team, they were able to accumulate 11 wins because it's always these different parts. And so they are really emblematic of a team where it could be someone on special teams like we saw. It could be something on defense. It could be someone on offense. And so that's what makes it so great. Let's take a look inside the numbers, and then we'll hear from Ben Johnson, the head coach for the Chicago Bears, as the Bears beat the Packers 22-16. By the way, because we got I got a note here from Bears fan Goomba, who saw a couple of days ago, I talked to Kyle Wallace, our teammate on ESPN Milwaukee, the young brother that does afternoons on ESPN Milwaukee. Chirp, chirp, chirp about he's a Bears hater. Chirp, chirp, chirp. And if you go back and watch the interview, my blood pressure was 120/80. Never yelled, never said anything. He's just like, Bears suck, the Bears still suck, and he's doing all that stuff. And I didn't even chirp back. I was like, young Kyle, you're right. The Bears, we've been losing to the Packers so long. But I guess my point to young Kyle Wallace and a lot of Packers fans is that if the Bears would have lost, what would you say? You say, oh, we always beat the Bears. And my point also to Kyle is, but what if we win? If we suck that bad, what does that mean that we beat you? If we're that bad and we beat you, what does that say about you? You see? And so now you know. Right? But I actually, as you well know, was not nervous about this game coming in. I thought that the Bears would win. I didn't know it was going to be in this spectacular fashion, but I always thought the Bears were going to beat the Packers. But the whole thing for me is everything's house money, Cuzzo. As much as the average Bears fan like you and me want the Bears to beat the Packers, I always felt it was cool. Like the Bears would find a way, because they've been finding a way all season. The Bears were favored in a lot of places, that they would find a way to win. But my whole thought is we had house money. We lose the game, we still have an opportunity and a fast track to the playoffs if we just take care of business. But it's good to be able to win on your way to the playoffs. It's always good to be able to beat the Packers on your way to the postseason. That's what I like about tonight. That's what I like.
Oh, I love that as well. I would love to get the first one too, but I'll take a split. And then the Packers next week, they have the Ravens coming up next Saturday, and we're talking about a team. The Bears whooped their ass all game, so we're talking about a team that's going to be banged up. Jordan Love may or may not play because he may be in concussion protocol because of what the love tap that Booker gave him. So we're talking about a Packers team who could be shorthanded, playing a Ravens team that's fighting for their playoff lives. They could be eliminated, Cuzzo. They could be eliminated.
Could be. I see Action 93 Panama says that Kyle Wallace had it messed up about Caleb. He says he had Knicks over Caleb. He put Kyle on the Chris Canty plan. See, that's why you play it cool, Panama. You just don't sweat it. You let people talk, and then you let the Bears take care of business. That's how you do that. I don't fight with people about this stuff because it's the first year of Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson's making mistakes in the sidelines. Okay, he's making mistakes. Sometimes the coaching staff makes mistakes. Sometimes the players make mistakes, but yet the Bears still have 11 wins. So that's why I always say all this is house money. A first-year team is not supposed to win that game against the Packers. They're not supposed to do it the way they did it. That's not how it's supposed to happen. You see the Giants and Jets, Cuzzo, having wins like this, or the Raiders having wins
No.
like this. No. So this is my point. Though a lot of those teams have first year coaches, they don't win games like this, but this one does. That's why I let just people chirp. Let them just keep talking and let the Bears just take care of business. Everyone's so concerned about what the national media says, and what doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. If you're a Bears fan, you root for it. You root for the good for this Bears team because it's all house money. It's all good for me. I enjoy it. Every game is thrilling. Every game is a learning experience for the coaching staff and for Caleb Williams and this young football team, right?
Yeah. When things go bad, it finds a way to go right. That clock management by Ben Johnson on the field goal by Santos at the end of the fourth quarter, it was awful, Cuzzo. But because it was awful, it forced the Bears to kick an onside kick. Without it being awful, they would have, normal kickoff and play defense. But because it was so bad, and basically it was a 2-minute warning while the kick field goes going through the uprights, they had no choice but to use the onside kick, and that it worked out perfectly. So heads off to Ben Johnson for fucking up.
Who said
a
that?
way that worked out for the Bears. Heads off to Ben Johnson. When you're living good, Cuzzo, shit like that happens when you're living good.
Getting to see everybody just getting to see. I've been saying this all season. Just get in there. Get in that sea with the rest of the Chicago Bears as the Bears win over the Green Bay Packers in overtime, 22-16. All right, let's take a look at the numbers here for this one. We'll put Caleb up there while we read the numbers here. Caleb Williams, 19 for 34, good for 250 yards and 2 touchdowns. Also, the Bears ran the football because of 150 yards on 26 carries. DeAndre Swift led the way. And again, we can look at the numbers and say, okay, not great as far as trying to get to 100 yards, but just in totality, Swift 58 yards, 13 carries. Monangai hard 9 carries, 50 yards. Caleb used his legs, 3 carries for 30 yards. DJ Moore 1 for 12. As far as receivers concerned, well, I mean, all the targets, a lot of the targets went to DJ Moore, and rightfully so. Moore, 5 receptions, 97 yards, and that key game-winning touchdown in overtime. Monangai 3 for 43. Zacchaeus Loveland, Jade Walker with the key touchdown. They keep the game going for the Bears. Cole Kmet, DeAndre Swift, 250 yards, receiving 19 receptions for the Chicago Bears. And don't forget the recovered fumbles by Monangai and Tremaine Edmonds. And defensively speaking, TJ Edwards led with 10 tackles and 2 sacks total for the Bears. You had 1 for Montez Sweat. Good to see him at the game tonight. Austin Booker and TJ Edwards split 1. So there you have it. Those are the numbers for the Chicago Bears in this one, Cuzzo, against the Green Bay Packers with the win 22-16.
Yeah, well, for a team that had 120 yards in the first half to end the game with 400 yards, and I mean, really, you put up those 400 yards in like the last 10 minutes of the game, and I'm including regulation in that, overtime regulation in that. So like it was a blitz, like that was impressive by the offense, and then obviously defense, holding up when they needed to, and Sweat with the sack to end the regulation. I think that kind of, may have injured Willis a little bit and had him, a little off going into overtime. So
you can see it, right? The shoulder.
Yeah, that was huge. And he almost got the strip sack too, Cuzzo. Like he almost had the strip sack on that play right there. But Willis was able to hold the ball, and not fumble it. But he almost had the strip sack. So it was a great last 5 minutes of regulation overtime by the entire team. I couldn't ask for more from that 5 minutes in overtime. I would like a lot more in the first 55 minutes, but I'll take the win.
Yeah, I'm just looking through my game logs on Threads, and just kind of just writing the notes down, and just you mentioned that big catch for DJ Moore, a big spot to extend the drive with the time running down. And just when it's 16-9, I mean, you don't give up hope, but I mean, the idea that the onside kick was recovered was just amazing because it's like it's not one in a million, but it feels like it, doesn't it? It feels like maybe it's one in a million when it comes to an onside recovery, and the Bears were able to get that done. That was an amazing play for the Bears. Make sure you leave your comments in as we do our Under the Hood post game as the Bears win over the Green Bay Packers 22-16. We're going to hear from Ben Johnson, the head coach for the Bears, but just remarkable plays and a remarkable resolve for this football team to beat the Packers.
It was a minor complaint that I have for Caleb is make sure you get the first down. He slides too early, too often. Dive when the first down matters. Don't worry about the baseball slide when you need the 10 yards. Dive. And I was happy to see him finally do that. But far too often he's sliding instead of going and get it when it mattered. That was that was an issue.
Well, Brady said he should be diving headlong for the first down. What do you think?
He should. When it matters, yes. Like if it's second quarter, you want to, it's not a big deal. Fine, slide. When it's fourth quarter and you're on third down, you need to go get that first down instead of sliding. Don't leave it up to the refs. Don't play cute. Be aggressive and go get it. And I didn't like that he slid again, and then finally, he's like, okay, I'm going to dive head first, but we need to see that a lot more. Yes, fuck Green Bay. That's.
Yes. Oh man, Eric Collins has checked in. Eric says that he didn't like that fourth and one trick play. Yeah, I totally agree with that. I just think that in that spot, just need a yard. I trust that the Bears have someone on the roster. Let me think, Kyle Monangai, that could have given you that 1 yard for the for a first down. Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. Or you may have a quarterback who may be able to throw the ball for a first down or touchdown or scramble and get a first down, whatever it may be. But to have Monangai back there and trying to do the wildcat with him, like Eric Collins, the guy who just sent the message, he's like 6'5". I'm not sure if he would have caught the ball that was snapped by the center. So it's too cute, too early. Just be aggressive and pound the ball or let Caleb go to work. None of the wildcat bullshit. Just Ben has had, a rough couple games, but in the end, we pulled it out.
Did anyone else see number 18 put his hands in his pouch after he threw the game-winning touchdown? Yeah, it was cold. Malik Willis did the same thing. Yeah. So, yes, I did see him put his hand in the pouch, yes.
I mean, that's what you do when you know the game is over with. You can just turn your back, just put your arms up, touchdown, and just walk away.
Thank you very much, by the way, for our $7 donation, Dan Tana. Dan Tana says he's Pat Designer's brother. Pat Designer right now, I'm watching him on a monitor here on Fox 32. He says, I simply just want to say no, Pack, no. This is Chicago. Thank you, Dan. Thank you very much for the $7 donation and checking out Under the Hood with Jonathan Hood. Absolutely. Yeah, no Pack, no definitely is the case tonight.
Yes, no Pack, no. And love Pat Designer's work as well, on his podcast and in his time on ESPN, yeah.
Are you ready to hear from Ben Johnson, the head coach for the Chicago Bears, Cuzzo?
Yes, sir.
All right, so let us turn to and please keep your comments coming, your thoughts about the game, because there's so much to talk about. As this is like when we do this Under the Hood post-game show, there's no yellow pad, there's no format, a little election coverage stuff happening here, a lot of screens, a lot of information coming in all at one time. But we're just happy for the Chicago Bears and for the organization it's just not a victory against the Green Bay Packers. It's a win that is a measuring stick win to find out who you are as a team. Because no matter what was going on the Packers sideline, the Bears had to take care of business. And again, there's a lot of things that happened that went the Bears' way, but it was late. And so I'm sure that the Bears will look at that tape and say, hey, there's things that we can do earlier in the game and not have to be captain comeback for like the 6th or 7th time this season. But a win's a win. You'll take it. You'll take it every single time. As we're going to hear from Ben Johnson now, the head coach for the Chicago Bears. The Bears win overtime, baby, 22-16. Ben Johnson after the game.
I just told the guys in the locker room, and I'll reiterate it. This is a special group. I early in the season, you get with some of those wins, the Raiders game, and the Washington game, and you start feeling it, the belief coming, and it just doesn't. This group, I'm talking about coaches and players combined. It's rare. It really is, and I can't say enough good things about the people in this building. Ryan's done a great job bringing this collection of people together, and man, they're mentally tough. They're physically tough. I know we're going to fight you for 60 minutes, and in a game like that, even though the odds are against us there that late, we're going to keep on swinging and make some plays when we needed to. So I couldn't be more proud of the group. I mean, I'm very fortunate to be in the position I'm in, coaching these guys, and not something I take for granted. So I'll go ahead and open it up from there.
The DJ come to life from the origin stages to being executed there.
The final play, that was one that we put in, and we ran in practice on Thursday, and it almost looked identical to that. I thought Caleb threw a dime in practice, and DJ came down with it, and we're hopeful that it may or may not be there, but we timed that one up right. DJ ran a great route, and Caleb threw him a great ball. But I think it's also a testament to our preparation over the course of the week. I think the coaches do a great job coming up with good ideas to put our guys in good spots, and then when you go out and you execute it on the practice field, it does become game day reality for us.
Describe your emotions in this final 3 minutes of regulation and the overtime of the big swing.
I mean, my emotion, I tried to keep them in check and steady Eddie. I was having some headset issues there at the end, and so that got the better of me at the end. But other than that, I try to stay conscious of what's going on, and my job on game day is to not only just call the offensive plays, but make sure that we're managing our timeouts correctly and the penalties and everything of that nature. And so it's hard to do that if I get too emotionally up and down. That's just what I've learned about myself over the years. So, like I said, though, I mean, I love it for these guys. I think they just did a phenomenal job here tonight.
Was today the first option on that touchdown play? That was he was kind of trying to explain it.
Well, we had a lot of answers. That's one of those plays that we felt like, depending on the coverage, it would change who the primary receiver was going to be. And so the play before, they cover zeroed us, and Caleb was aware of that, and they came back on 4th down and did the same thing, cover zero. And on that particular play, Jade was our zero answer.
Like, seeing a guy like that, where he hasn't caught two events this year, just him coming through there, Caleb coming through with the pressure. What was that?
Yeah, I mean, that's why we do what we do over the course of the season, though. And I know to the people that haven't been in the building and say, oh my gosh, you're going to the undrafted rookie on 4th down. Well, we see what he does every single week. We see how he goes about his business. There's a reason why we didn't want to expose him to the waiver wire and someone poach him after the preseason. We see a bright future for this guy, and he's done nothing but steadily improve over the course of the season. The coaches trust him. Caleb trusts him. And so when it's a big moment like that, and you're not sure exactly what coverage they're going to be in, as I described the play, anybody could get that ball depending on what they call. I had a lot of confidence that he was going to come down and get it, and so does Caleb. So that's where we're at as a team right now. I feel like everyone trusts that whoever's out there on game day, they're going to come through for us. It doesn't matter who it is at this point.
Field goals were a premium for you guys. What was your reaction to how Tyro handled the Dusty?
He did a phenomenal job, and I think that's That's a big asset for us. He's been here. He understands that wind. He does a great job in practice. He gets a lot of time on task with it. I thought he handled it really, really well, and huge reason why he got a game ball.
All right. So Ben Johnson, the head coach for the Chicago Bears, speaking to the press. Can I tell you, Cuzzo, one thing that I cannot stand? I've been hearing this almost every other press conference now is, what was your emotions going into that player? What was your emotions after the guy? He's a maniac. Stop asking him about his emotions. His feelings don't matter. You know whose feelings matters? Like us as fans, the reaction at Soldier Field, our emotions on social media. Stop asking the head coach, what was your emotions? Oh, I was pretty depressed that we lost this game. Stop asking him about his emotions. Can we just talk about like what went into your 4th and 1 play that you tried to carve up in the first quarter? Your thoughts about the locker room, your thoughts about play calling, offense, defense, special teams. So I mean, the second question is, what's your emotions about how you was like he's never too high, he's never too low because he's actually a maniac. That's why. So please stop asking him that question.
A lot of therapists in Chicago media.
No shit. Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And it's football. So
yes.
Like, what do you expect? What do you want him to be on the sideline? And then obviously it's a rivalry game. It's an important game. You're at home, and I guess he was saying he was having headset issues as well.
Yeah.
But even if he wasn't having headset issues, what do you expect from a football coach in the heat of a battle? Unless his name is like Eberflus or Trestman or somebody like that. You know, you're going to have a coach that's going to be fired up. It's going to be animated, and I expect nothing less from Ben Johnson, especially now that we've seen him here for almost a year. So yeah. Let's stop being crack therapists and get back to asking the important questions. We know how he feels. We're watching the game. We don't need to ask those questions. But yeah, I didn't hear a question about any of the poor time management things or the desire to, go for it on 4th and 1 with a Wildcat. Those are the questions that are probably more important. I mean, obviously, when you win, you probably put some of those at the back burner. But if you're going to ask a question about his emotions and, how he was feeling as the Bears were losing in the 4th quarter, yeah, you could have found something else to ask.
I just think that's kind of the go-to, the warm-up question. Like, you're not going to get much of an answer from him on anything, but definitely not on that. But anyway, and that's just some of the press conference from Ben Johnson, head coach for the Chicago Bears. And keep your comments in. It's probably a great time, 43 minutes into this thing. We've been so excited about just trying to get our emotions going about this Bears win over the Green Bay Packers 22-16 in overtime that we should talk about Under the Hood merchandise available right now. I see you guys sending super chats. And thank you so much for doing that. Our YouTube is really growing because of you, and Wiley and I could not be happier that you continue to help us grow on the podcast on YouTube. So we're going to read your super chats in a second. But we've got merchandise like the Under the Hood mug, and we've got the beanie, and we've got something for the ladies, and we've got the trucker hats. So we got Under the Hood merchandise right now, and make sure that you order some. It's in the bio of in the description of this podcast. We get the hoodies and we got the t-shirts. Cuzzo, we've got merchandise available right now for the holidays and beyond. A great Kwanzaa gift for someone.
Yes, let's put some of these gifts under your trees. Whether if you're not a Christmas guy, if you're a Kwanzaa guy, let's get some of these gifts out. Pass out some of these Under the Hood merchandise to your family. Let's get the entire family and Under the Hood merchandise, whether it's a mug, a t-shirt, a hoodie. Make sure you're stocking stockings with Under the Hood merchandise this year. Just let Cousin know that you support what he's doing, and you're a fan. And as like I always say, take some pictures, tag Cuzzo in them. whether you're sipping a little whiskey, a little vodka in a mug, whether your wife has on an under the hood hoodie, whether you have on your under the hood hoodie, take some pictures and share, and get something for the kids. And here's my guy right here, Action 93 Panama says, got his under the hood hoodie yesterday in a Tar Heel blue, great color, wore for the game. Wifey already trying to steal. That's why you have to get her one too. You have to get her one so she doesn't steal yours. Protect your hoodie.
Yes. So we appreciate that for sure, for checking out the Under the Hood merchandise. It's available right now in the description of our podcast. Thank you so much for your support, as always, as this YouTube and our podcasts are growing. I know there's another super chat here just saying what's up, another 199 from a gentleman. Please leave a comment, by the way. We'd be glad to read your comments, but thank you for the $1.99 that you sent just to support Under the Hood with Jonathan Hood. We definitely appreciate that. That helps so much. And again, there is Charles Taylor says he's waiting on his, should be there by Tuesday. So there you go. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So we went through the numbers, Cuzzo, for this game against the Green Bay Packers, and we should probably get into the rivalry because, of course, you're the one with the Fuck Green Bay t-shirt. So we should probably talk about this a little bit. So I'm just going to lay out for you what's going to be happening at ESPN Milwaukee Sunday and Monday. They're going to be talking about how, the Bears injured and knocked out their guy, Jordan Love. So no more sales on Toyotas. Toyotathon's over because we knocked him out. This was so emblematic of those games from the 80s, right? You just go night-night. You knock out a couple of quarterbacks. You knock out a tight end. I mean, the Bears are knocking guys out, right? Usually the Bears would lose, though. It's like they would knock guys out and then lose those games back in the 80s. But now they knocked out players and they actually won the game. So this adds to the lore of the rivalry. But here's what ESPN Milwaukee will say. They knocked out our quarterback and they injured our second quarterback so you couldn't get the ball down the field. And they knocked out our tight end, and just like they injured our guys and they were cheap shotting our guys. It's physical. It's football. And by the way, before Micah Parsons came to Chicago, he was already hurt and out for the year. So you already came in banged up. And also, Packers the door was ajar for them to win that football game, but yet the Bears did the job, knocking out players and actually winning the football game. Pretty good. Good work.
Yeah, and LaFleur got too cute in overtime with the run, with the option run, with Willis, and that bit him in the ass too. So you're going to see a lot of guys in Wisconsin on suicide watch, and and I must admit, Cuzzo, that's the greatest gift of all for Christmas for me. Seeing them Packers fans, on suicide watch, season, on life support. I couldn't ask for more. So Santa has delivered for me early, and I'm appreciative of what my gift. So fuck Green Bay, go Bears.
That's all you care about. Is that, and that's part of the rivalry, man. That's part of the rivalry that's been around for a long time. Is that the Bears and Green Bay have been back and forth, but the Bears have not had a lot to say about it for a long time because didn't have the players, didn't have the infrastructure. But just know, Cuzzo, coming into this game, there was a lot of concern in Green Bay about the Bears from the game in Lambeau Field. A lot of concern about the Bears because of Ben Johnson, because Caleb Williams is coming on as a quarterback in this league in the first year of this offense and the second year in his career. But I think also Green Bay was concerned because look at the weapons the Bears have. I say this all the time. Just to understand that this is supposed to be just like maybe a few good players and you're supposed to win 4 or 5 games like we always do. But it's different when you have an offensive line that's moving the Red Sea to allow the running game to happen, right? It's different when you have different weapons to go to, when you have unsung heroes like a Jade Walker to come through to give you a touchdown. It's different when you have a Nashawn Wright who probably should be a Pro Bowler based on how he's played. It's stories like that, and it worries Green Bay fans. And again, they got the hammer, but they couldn't do anything with it. But the narrative will be we were too injured to play the Bears, so we gave them a gift. I'm guaranteeing you that will be the headline, is that the Bears didn't win that game, that Green Bay gave it to them. And I'm here to tell you that that's bullshit. That the Green Bay Packers would tell you that we have enough. As a matter of fact, you heard in the broadcast where they said, well, Malik Willis knows the offense. He can run the offense. As a matter of fact, he can run the offense so well that the Bears were on roller skates because they were like, oh, we have a quarterback that can run now. And you would think that the Bears would be gap disciplined to be able to be in position, especially as a defensive line and linebackers, to say, okay, this guy can run. Let's make sure that we're in our gaps. And the Bears were not ready for the running game of Malik Willis. And so Willis had an opportunity to help them win that football game, but then the Bears bared down and they won it in overtime. There you have it.
There you have it. I mean, let's keep this momentum going. Let's win out, Cuzzo. Let's win out. Let's start making Super Bowl plans pretty soon. I mean, let's get ambitious.
How about you and I slow down? How about we do this show one at a time?
No,
are we going to fast forward under the hood post games to right to Santa Clara? That we're doing right to the Super Bowl, right? So no game by game coverage anymore. We'll just wait until we get the Super Bowl to do the show again. Is that what you're saying?
No, of course not. Of course not. But I'm saying we should start, thinking bigger, than, just a little playoff appearance, a little division, taking the North and not giving it back. Let's think a little bit bigger because this team is blessed. This team is blessed this year.
Robert Mercado, he says it's time to get that lick back from Charles Martin from 85. Charles Martin
yes,
knocked
sir.
him down. I mean, the Bears are trying to do that to Malik Willis, hard onto the shoulder, twice. He wasn't feeling good. I tell you what, he wasn't feeling good. There was a time back in the day, man, the Bears would knock out two. There was a time when you carried 3 quarterbacks, which was smart back in the day. Have 2 guys, have a guy that's just over there with the clipboard just in case. The Bears got to a 3rd quarterback. So Joe Ferguson, and Joe didn't go out there, something like that with the Lions. I think something like that. He didn't go out there. It's like, now I'm good. Bring the punter. He didn't want to go out there. 2 quarterbacks down, and then you're next against the 85 Bears team. I think Joe said, "No, I'm not going to play.
Coach, take me out."
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I won't play. I won't go out there. That's the fear that you want as a defense. And so, if nothing else, Austin Booker gets my respect. You know? And also Montez Sweat gets my respect for getting that done too, for getting him a sack as well. I like that. It was good.
It was.
It's really good. Peter Burke writes a lot, and he is a ardent supporter of Under the Hood. I love it. Which one? Peter said this. You read this, tell me whether or not if this is how you feel.
It's so rewarding as a fan. We put a lot of time and energy into caring about this team. Mm-hmm. Finally, the people in the building are the right people. The standard set is being met. Win. Yes, it is. I couldn't agree more. Because we pour a lot emotionally into this team, and we've lost a lot since Lovey left. And to get a team that looks like it's being built properly with the right leadership and the right quarterback, it's a great feeling. I mean, you couldn't ask for more other than multiple Super Bowls, but it's a great start. Great start. And I'm excited about what this season, what this future holds.
It's just something else, man. I like this one. It's a four-finger pour after this win. Well, aren't you the braggart? 4 fingers, huh? Send pictures.
Yes.
If it's 4 fingers, please send pictures. Good for you.
But you know what? In our family, you don't have to give us a reason to drink. We're going to drink. No matter what.
Oh, he's talking about drinking. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
We're
going to drink. Well, that too. We're gonna a little bit of everything.
I was gonna say, what a braggart! Yeah, 4 figures,
Yeah,
pretty good. Good for you.
yeah. No reason, no other extra reasons to drink, but we're gonna definitely toast tonight to this Bears win over the Packers. Belts as fourth quarter overtime.
It's so fulfilling, Cuzzo, for DJ Moore, who has really worked hard to be able to get into this offense. I know that this whole offense seemingly is about Loveland, Burden, and Roma Dunze. But if 2 of those guys are out, you have a vet there that just wants to win. He's had hell on earth as a wide receiver, right? Carolina, not good. Bears, not good. But finally have an opportunity to be part of something. He wasn't getting the football. And we made a bit about it a couple of weeks ago. It's like, he's on the side of a milk carton, where is DJ Moore? And finally got back in the offense. And so I hope that Ben Johnson understands that. I understand he likes flashy and new. Who doesn't like flashy and new, right? But sometimes that old car will work. DJ Moore's that old car in the winter. They'll come through for you, right? And even though you got to spread the offense around and it doesn't have to always be predicated on one person, I think that Caleb's growth can be connected to not having a safety blanket out there with that big afro. Like no Roma Dunze, you don't have your safety blanket. I know it's your boy, but he's not playing. So let's spread the wealth a little bit. Give the old man, the old car, an opportunity to run some. And guess what? It paid dividends because the venerable veteran came down with a big catch in a big spot in overtime. I'm not saying Rome wouldn't have done it. I'm just saying that DJ did.
Yeah, no, DJ is tough as nails, worked his ass off, and he was reliable when the Bears needed him. So you couldn't ask for more. And to your point, hopefully with Burton and Odunze out, Caleb is learning how to spread the ball around better than he was in the past. That's going to benefit the Bears in the end because you can't have odds out there dropping passes like that again. So at some point, his time is going to be up because too many drops. That drop he had in the fourth quarter was big. Like that could have been a difference in the game. Unfortunately, it wasn't. But yeah, his time is coming to an end. He had a nice start, but yeah, when Burton and Odunze comes back, his time is going to be coming to an end. He's going to be relegated to the bench as he should be because the production just isn't there.
So, Cuzzo, instead of you giving the prediction for the next game, and because the holidays are coming up, you're going to have to come back on here. We need to discuss, again, the afterglow. The afterglow. Honey, could you pass me a water after the afterglow? Could you pass me a bottle of water? Oh, I'm a little parched after what we just went through. Pass me the water, please, hon. We need to talk about the next game, but we'll do that next week because this Packer win is just too good. It's a game where we can clearly see that the Bears had enough resolve. Bears had injuries, Packers had injuries, but the one in the 15-round knockout win was the Chicago Bears. And it feels great, Bears fans. It feels great. It's a lot of things that the Bears did not do right. But when the game was on the line, they executed. And so I just think that that's great. I know there's a lot of Bears fans that are looking at the Wisconsin media taking shots tonight. Some of the Wisconsin media. Guys, it doesn't matter to me. It didn't matter to me all week. If you watched Under the Hood with Jonathan Hood and me talking to Kyle Walsh from ESPN, it did not matter. It did not matter. What matters is that the Bears get better every week and they win a big game. That's 11 wins. I had them at 8, and they've won 11 games, and they got 2 more left, and they're going to control their own destiny. They just got to keep going and get themselves in the tournament and then find out what happens. So if you have any last words, Cuzzo, we don't need Rocky because we don't want to keep the mojo going. We don't bring our mascot in at the end. But next week, we got to get ready for the next game.
Just keep it going. Keep it going. Bear down. Let's keep winning these games. That's it.
And fuck Green Bay. That's what you're saying, right? With your T-shirts.
Oh, always. Fuck Green Bay.
Hey,
Bears.
thank you so much. And make sure that you pass this podcast along. Our podcast on Spotify and wherever you get your podcast, and also on YouTube as well. I'm just happy for the Chicago Bears tonight. There's going to be some partying downtown for the Bears to be able to win this one against Green Bay in overtime too. The way that they did that, so great. Don't forget to catch me on Captain J Hood on ESPN 1000 and ESPN Chicago app between 6 and 9. And then we're coming back here. We got so much more coverage as we get ready for the next game. But for now, we're going to enjoy just being 1-1 against the Green Bay Packers, just being in a position where there's a happy Soldier Field. People leaving Soldier Field because they're happy to see the Bears beat the Packers. It's the number one game. I can't deny it. We all can't deny it. It's the number one game on the schedule. It's the marquee game on the Bears schedule. We always said the Bears, you play a lot of different teams. It's the number one game on the schedule. And the Bears split with them. Imagine what the next Bears and Packers games are going to be like. It's going to be great.
Yep. Let's do this again, Cuzzo.
Don't forget 4 fingers tonight. Make sure you get the 4 fingers in. Yes. And send pictures, please, if you do get 4 fingers tonight. For Cousin Wiley, this is Jonathan Hood. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. We do here on Under the Hood with Jonathan Hood. Much more content to come. Just keep watching and make sure that you share it out. And don't forget the merchandise available right now in the description of our podcast. So, F Green Bay, and so long, everybody. Thanks, Cuzzo.